Hi Lee.
Alex.
Congratulations, that's the objective complete of promotion back to the Nations League. How do you feel now you've done that and how you've left things for Thomas Tuchel going forward?
Yeah, I think there's, be fair to say, there's a bit of relief. You know, it's, I suppose if we'd have spoke at the start of the campaign, we probably would have said, well, you're expected to get promotion. But it's difficult. You know, no team has rolled over for us and let us just carry on. I've found it challenging personally. I know the rest of the staff have. So it's good that we've finished the campaign with such a strong performance. You know, I spoke to the players at half-time at 0-0. I was really happy with the way the crowd responded to the players as they went off the pitch. You could tell that they could feel the energy from the team, the way, the intent that we played with, the aggression, especially when we lost the ball. I said to them at half-time, you know, we're going to score. I've got total belief that you're going to score, so just keep going. You know, it was pleasing to obviously get 5 goals.
Back to Henry.
Lee, congratulations.
Thank you.
The FA and Mark Bullingham have just released a statement saying that you are going to give Thomas Tuchel a very detailed handover, I think they call it. Is that a meeting, a very long WhatsApp? Is that a chat? How does that work?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to put together, along with the rest of the staff, we'll debrief the 3 camps, not just this camp. So I'll put together a document and then I'll hopefully go and meet him and almost present what we think and what we found. And you know, the job is for us as an under-21 staff is to support the senior manager as much as we can. So find out what he needs and how we can help. And you know, I'm really comfortable as the rest of the staff are with that role. So yeah, I look forward to meeting him now in the next few weeks.
Lee, appreciate what you've just said, and I'm sure it will be extremely useful what you pass on. But even if Thomas had been at the last 2 games as a spectator,
yeah.
From a coaching perspective, do you think it would have been worthwhile him watching those last 2 matches?
In terms of?
Well, in terms of what he could have learnt.
Well, he's a top coach, isn't he? He's an elite coach, so I'm not sure what he could have learnt. I'm sure, you know, you can always learn something, especially about the players in the environments that we played in Greece was very, very challenging in terms of the atmosphere. We obviously had a couple of debuts as well, so the mentality that they showed. So spoke about not only gaining promotion from the Nations League, but to potentially increase the pool of players that Thomas has got to choose from. So the challenge now for the players that have been involved for the last 3 camps is to be in and around the March squad. So, but a lot of them have done themselves a lot of good in terms of enhancing their reputation, the ability to play in the England senior team and to gain a cap is no mean feat. So I'm really proud for a lot of them. So yeah, I'm sure he would have learnt something.
Jacob.
Lee, obviously Harry Kane back in the team tonight.
Yeah.
Great pass to win the penalty, gets the goal. What did you make of him tonight?
I thought it was good. I think the example he leads by, his leadership qualities, his quality in terms of the pass for the goal for Jude. It was an unbelievable pass. And his all-round game was good. I think you know, we complimented him quite well with the amount of runs that Jude was making off him and the explosiveness of both the wide players as well. So yeah, all-round good performance.
Lee, talking of the handover, obviously being England manager is a very attractive job for a lot of reasons, but how much more attractive do you think you succeeded in making it with blooding these players over these 3 camps?
Well, I think it's, yeah, I mean, I said in after a couple of games that it's a job that deserves an elite coach that's got a track record of winning. Thomas has got that. I think now the bonus would be that we've increased, like I say, the pool of players. So the next squad will be a real challenge to pick, I'm sure. But yeah, exciting times ahead.
Now we're going all the way to the back. Don't know if you can throw it up. Thanks, Grace.
Thanks, Grace. Hi, Lee. You mentioned obviously the debutants and preparing them for the next manager coming in, but obviously just with my South London hat on, Mark Gay ended the game there with 3 players managing them in defence. How important is it for you as a coach as well to sort of manage that part of the game of players like Mark managing those three players that only had a cap before them before tonight. You know, what did you see from Mark tonight in terms of leadership? You know, how important was that? Is that part of the coaching role as well in the handover? Thank you.
Yeah, so I made Mark captain when he was in the under-21s. You know, he's a player that shows leadership qualities throughout his career so far. His maturity, not only on the pitch but off the pitch. I think the players, and I think what we have to remember as well with the players that made the debuts tonight, they're Premier League players, which is very difficult to play in. So they held their own, but the fact that Mark is so calm and composed next to him, it's brilliant for. I think he's had a really good camp. I think he's playing really well as well at Palace in the games that I've seen. And yeah, he's really moving in the right direction in terms of his quality. And I think when he plays for England, he probably goes up another level as well. I think it just goes to show that I still think there's a lot more to come from Mark. I think obviously physically he's fast and he's aggressive, but on the ball I think he's excellent as well. So he just needs to keep improving. There's good competition for places in that centre back position, but Mark's definitely worthy of his position.
Lee, for the England team to develop and to grow from this experience of having you in charge for 6 matches and what you brought to the squad, there has to be learnings, there has to be development from this. So what are the big things that you've learned personally about this group, that you've learned about yourself as a manager, and that you've learned generally about the experience of being England manager? Yeah, so it's I spoke about it in the first camp about like the comfort zone. So I've definitely felt like I've been out of my comfort zone, and I think it's. But not beyond my capabilities. I think I've never felt at any point that I was drowning or I was struggling. I've took the confidence that not only myself but the rest of the staff that we're okay, we'll be fine. I think we've probably got stronger as the windows have gone in terms of September, October, and finishing in November, which has probably been our strongest window and our probably most competitive one. So. In terms of you always learn a lot about yourself when you're in a position that you're not used to. I think the most pleasing thing is obviously the younger players coming through, which I'm sure a lot of you now have seen for yourselves in an England shirt, the quality that they've got. But one of the most pleasing things is the way that the senior players have reacted to a new coach, even though it was from a short-term point of view, the respect that myself and the rest of the staff have been shown. We've tried to change things. We've tried to change or adapt or move on the style, the way that we play, the way that the control, the amount of possession we have, the amount of chances we create. We've tried to do all these kind of things, and there's been no resistance to that. If anything, they've took them on board what we're trying to do. But I think it helps that they've obviously watched and seen the 21s and the way that the 21s try and control and score goals. And so yeah, I think it's important then that myself and the staff now spend a good couple of days thinking about the 3 camps and what we could have done better. I'm still gutted about the Greece game at home. I still, even though we've won 5 of the 6, I straight away go to the game that I think we should have won at Wembley. It's definitely a lonely place in that dugout when you're not winning at Wembley. So, but yeah, we'll keep improving and keep pushing the players and ourselves.
Finish your Simon here.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
You've spoken a lot about this comfort zone. Have you felt more comfortable in the job as you've gone along, or is it just one that you're never going to be, not you personally, it's just one that can never be comfortable? And with yourself, would you like to be at that top table as senior England manager one day in the future again?
Well, I think the positive thing is that we've showed as a staff that we can do it. I think it's always a positive thing when you have coaches in the building that are capable. I've enjoyed it. I think we spoke a little bit about it yesterday. I think with it is tough, and I suppose it's you get used to that awkwardness and that bit of nerves. In terms of you're constant. I'm sat in the house and I'm constantly thinking of the next camp and the next squad and who's playing well, and constantly watching Greece and Ireland and unhealthily watching the opposition. But that's the way I am, and that's the way the rest of the staff are. I think it's the relief of getting promotion is a big thing. So maybe in a couple of days I'll look back at it and think it's been quite enjoyable.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.